Lakers have reportedly hired Bucks assistant Darvin Ham as their new head coach. Ham is certainly coming with high praise. Giannis says his now former coach is, quote, the right fit for the Lakers. Shannon, the question mark of who this coach would be was a huge discussion. Scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love this hire?
I'm going to give it a 7. I'm happy to see that it's a new face. It's not a retread. He gets an opportunity. He's bided his time in the NBA as the number 2, number 3 in the coaching chair. And so now this is his opportunity. He gets a great opportunity. He's going to get LeBron James. Yes, although year 20, he's still formidable. You get an Anthony Davis who, if he can stay healthy, is a top 10 player, top 5 talent. And there's a possibility you're probably going to have to coach Russell Westbrook. Yep. It's going to be very, very difficult. And I like the fact that it says, okay, if Russ is still here, how are you going to use him? Because, Skip, that's a strong possibility that Russell Westbrook will remain on the Lakers roster. So it was nice to so I'll do it like this. And I like the fact that, look here, before I take this job, this is what I'm going to need. I'm going to need to pick my own staff. Not have somebody, because it's being reported, Skip, they asked Terry Stotts, if you don't get the head job, would you be okay with being number 2?
No.
A la like Jason Kidd.
Yeah, I agree.
Jason Kidd interviewed, they like, well, Kidd, if you don't get the job, would you be okay with number 2? Jay like, well, you know what? Hey, I'm out of coaching, sure, why not? Terry Stotts says, absolutely not. And why would the hell would I want Kurt Rambis in my meetings? Does anybody just go Google Kurt Rambis' coaching record? And you tell me why the hell would any other coach want him in their meeting room? Being reported he got assurances that Kurt Rambis would stay his ass out of the meeting rooms. First of all, if I was any other coach, I'd have threw his ass out. You ain't got no business in here. You're not a coach. You're not on the staff. Why are you in here? So hopefully Darvin Ham, the assurances that he's been guaranteed, hopefully they come to fruition. And he's able to get the most out of this roster. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do because, Skip, a lot of these guys were on one-year contracts. The roster's going to look a lot different next year than it did this year, and hopefully for the better. But I am glad Darvin Ham got this opportunity. He's waited his time. He's deserving of this opportunity, and I hope he makes the best of it. Skip, it's really hard to say, oh, he's a king. I mean, some of the guys that I see coaching like, I ain't see that. Man, I would have never thought Steve Kerr would be the coach that he is. I didn't see that coming. And then there's some guys like, oh, Skip, he can't miss. He can't win. That's what he can't do. So I'm glad Darvin Ham has gotten this opportunity.
Quick aside, I can't see or envision Frankie V throwing anybody out of any league, let alone 6'8" Kurt Rambis. I just can't
lock
see
the door.
Maybe he should have.
I mean, we did that one time to the teachers, Skip. We out in high school. We locked the door.
You locked the door?
Yeah, we wouldn't let them in. But guess what, Skip? Guess who got up and unlocked the door? Your boy.
The guy who locked it in the first place.
And guess who got the A? Your boy. That's what I do.
I thought you said you struggled with the grades.
I just got an A. I got an A for that day. I ain't say I got an A for the year.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm not going to bash this hire because I'm going to root for Darvin Ham to do what a lot of people think he can do, which is rise above the Lakers and all of its dysfunction, internal dysfunction, and turn into a pretty to very good head coach.
Yes.
People love this guy. They believe in him. They believe in his character, his toughness, his IQ. He fought his way up the hard way as an overachiever out of Saginaw, Michigan, and everybody says Saginaw people, they're tough people.
Yep.
Okay, I get all that. So
that Draymond from Saginaw.
Okay, all right, I got it. And so I don't want to bash it. I don't want to condemn it. But I do want to say there's just something about these are the Lakers.
Right.
And they just hired a quote-unquote nobody.
Yes.
Because he's a nobody in the big scheme of things.
Right.
I know internally he's highly respected and valued as an assistant coach, but there's 13 years past of him being assistant in minor league and also starting 2011 in the big league.
Yeah, he's been with Bud for a long time. He's with him in Atlanta. He's with him in Milwaukee.
So nobody jumped on him in all those years. And we've seen what happened with Ime this year, and I was a huge fan of his. He sat at the right hand of God, the Father Almighty in San Antonio all those years, and I kept saying, that's him. Look, he looks the part. He's a good-looking guy. He has a physicality about the way he carries himself, his body language. He is the defensive demon teacher for the Spurs. So why wouldn't you? I don't know why it took this long. And then all of a sudden, he reinvented their culture right before your very eyes. He turned that team into a defensive team with a backbone, right?
Yeah.
Brad Stevens was X's and O's offense, but they didn't have a toughness.
But Skip, if you look at it, it's the guys that played. You look at the Ty Lues, you look at the Steve Kerrs, you look at the Willie Green, the Monty Williams.
Yeah, Ime wasn't great, but he did play.
He did play.
He defended at a high level. And Willie, okay, so Ime is 44 and finally got his chance, and Willie Green got his shot as he turned 40, and look what happened.
Yes.
He's going to be the next superstar coach to me.
Yes.
I might even give him slight marks ahead of Ime, but it's close. But you've scored with both of those guys, so you say, okay, Darvin Ham, maybe.
Right.
Well, I don't know.
Right.
Nobody knows.
You don't.
Seriously.
You don't.
There's no way Jeannie Buss knows, as we speak right now, that he's going to be a home run for that organization. But there's something about the Lakers just hired Darvin Ham.
Right.
The Lakers once upon a time took their color commentator, Pat Riley, but he had been with the organization. He played for the organization. And he looked the part.
Right.
He had Hollywood written all of him. I don't like the way he's portrayed in the Winning Time series on HBO.
Right.
It doesn't come across how commanding his presence was. Because listen, when he spoke, I listened.
Skip, you can see him sitting in the stands. You can tell he's a commanding presence. You already
see him with the mask on.
Yeah, you already know. So I can imagine what he's like behind closed doors in that building.
Yeah. Hey, he fit.
Yes.
He was perfect for Magic and Kareem and James. Perfect. He's got the hair and the suit. The suit.
Yeah.
Woo. He dressed to thrill, man. And then here comes Phil Jackson. Well, does Phil fit now? Yeah. With all those championships with Jordan. And then he comes, I'm going to show Shaq and Kobe how to do this.
Right.
And he did.
Right. He came, well, Skip, the thing was, Phil came with credentials. And if you think about it, I mean, for the most part, no, they really haven't had anybody since Phil. Yeah, they've had coaches, but who's had the credentials? And it's hard. I mean, when you hire a guy, Skip, especially if he has no coaching experience, with Steve Kerr, Ty Lue was head coaching experience. You, Skip, you hope for the best. I mean, Ty Lue, ain't nobody think Ty Lue was going to be what Ty Lue turned, because they thought it was just LeBron. And he goes, and you see what he did without PG for the better part of the season, without Kawhi, and how he got this team to play hard game in and game out. And you look at Willie Green, without Zion. You look at Monty, they lose Chris Paul for extended periods of time, and they still find ways to win ball game. So, like you say, it's copycat league. So, well, hell, they hired ex-players.
Okay, I got it. My fear for Darvin is, even though he got assurances that Kurt's not going to actually sit in the meeting, I fear that they picked him just so that Phil and Kurt can coach the coach.
Right.
Because the coach hasn't done it before and is going to be more susceptible to suggestions from on high, right?
Skip, you know how it is, like when you were growing up and your parents say, okay, now, okay, I need you back. Okay. That ain't what I'm going to do.
Okay, well, is that how he's going to take it?
That's how, if I'm Darvin Ham.
All right, well, I agree with that.
No, I'm not doing it.
You better be your own man.
You got to.
And you better do it your own way.
You got to.
You better try to shut them out.
Because when it comes time for you to stand up when you get time to walk the plank, and you talk to Jeannie, well, Jeannie, I did exactly what Phil said. I was doing exactly what Kurt said.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it my way, because if I got to walk the plank, I'm cool with it. I did things my way, and it is what it is. But I'm not listening to those two guys. First of all, Skip, look at Phil Jackson's hire as head coaches. How did they work out? And then he's counseling Jeannie about building a roster. How did that work out?
Although I thought Derek Fisher would work. I just did.
It didn't.
I know.
I know we thought it did, but it didn't, Skip. And then look at Kurt Rambis. Kurt Rambis might have won in like 5 years. He might have won like 30 games total coaching.
I can't defend that. I told you, I know him, and he can really talk basketball, but if he's whispering in the ear of Darvin Ham, you're going to have problems.
But he can talk it, but he can't coach it.
Well, that could be. That is. I mean, that's what the stats scream.
It is.
Well, good luck to him. I hope he's a combination of Ime and Willie.
Well,
and Monty.
We be champs.
Yeah.
We're going to be there with 2023 champs, if that's the case. 2023 champs. Ooh, you be sick. You be so sick.
Well, I'd have one guy to root for.
That would be a heck of a coaching combination, guys. That's for sure. We'll see what Darvin Ham can do in L.A. when the next season rolls around. But hey, we've still got playoffs to talk about, and there was a pretty controversial decision by the officials in last night's Game 7, Heat versus Celtics. Did the NBA make the correct call, reversing that Max Strus three-pointer? We're going to take a closer look and break it down coming up next.